Hey guys, it's Chris. From spiders that can be bigger than your face to ones that weigh the most and ones that resemble other creatures, join me as I show you 10 of the biggest spiders in the world. Number 10. Cerbalus Aravaensis. In the Arava Valley in Israel and Jordan, you'll find a spider that's 5.5 inches in length, and something you'll want to watch out for. It's known as the Cerbalus Aravaensis, also known as the biggest huntsman-type spider within the Middle East. And there are a few reasons you should be on the lookout for this particular spider, not the least of which is that they have a habit of putting their nests in the sand, and thus you could be stepping on them without even knowing, which obviously could cause them to swarm on you. Also, though scientists claim they aren't a venomous spider and thus can't harm humans long term, no one has definitively proven that via tests on the spider. So in this case, it would be better to be safe than sorry. Number 9. Brazilian wandering spider. In Central and South America, there's a spider that should not be messed with. It's called the Brazilian wandering spider. And not only is it deadly, it's one of the biggest spiders around. Technically speaking, these spiders don't act like regular spiders, in that they actually hide out during the day and go wander around the forest they reside in at night, which makes it so that you'll likely not see them coming. This makes them more deadly, as they can sneak up on you and bite you before you know to react. Thus why many people are indeed afraid of them, because they can be incredibly dangerous. However, you shouldn't fear them actively seeking you out, because most agree that they usually only bite when it's a matter of self-defense. Still, when it comes to their venom, it's powerful, and it can cause extreme pain, salivation, irregular heart rate, paralysis, and more. If left untreated, it can definitely lead to death. And the reason for this is the potency of their venom, which is said to rival that of very venomous snakes. The effects are often immediate and grow in intensity over time, including affecting your blood pressure within 30 minutes if the amount of venom is high enough. The Brazilian wandering spider was even considered in the Guinness Book of World Records to be the most venomous spider in the world multiple years running. So it's big, it's powerful, it's venomous, and not very noticeable because of when it comes out to play. What a bad combo. Number 8. Camel spider. Don't get the wrong idea here. The camel spider isn't a spider that eats camels or lives on camels or even in camels. Rather, the name for this 6-inch spider comes from how they're very much camel-colored, as in their color palette is one that's very similar to camels. What might surprise you, though, is that this spider has something more in common with a scorpion, in that it has 2 massive fangs that it'll use to bite into anything, including humans. Which, by the way, is something it can do, and it can get to you rather quickly. Because while certain legends do exaggerate what they can do and what they can't do, it's been proven that they can go about 10 miles per hour on land. More than enough to catch up with a walking person and potentially bite them. However, you don't really have to fear the bite doing lasting damage, as it's a non-venomous spider. But that doesn't stop it from being a spider that scares many people with its shape, its size, and that massive speed. And now for number 7. But first, are you afraid of spiders? I don't really like the big ones, so this list is getting to me. Have you ever had a scary experience with one? Let us know in the comments below. And be sure to smash that subscribe button. Number 7. Hercules baboon spider. The Hercules baboon spider is a bit of a curious thing, because while they are indeed one of the largest spiders you'll find in Africa at 8 inches in length, they haven't been seen in the wild since 1900, and thus raise questions about whether they're around in large numbers, though one is in a museum in the UK. Hysterocrates Hercules is a name which is bigger than the actual spider, says Richard Gallen from the British Arachnological Society. Although the only known specimen has the largest carapace of any African spider, there are other species of tarantula in Africa which are heavier and with longer leg spans. There are unlikely to be more found anytime soon. Hysterocrates Hercules was collected from central Nigeria, an area which is now politically unstable, so not a place for researchers to risk their lives visiting, says Gallen. Grassland tarantulas are also difficult to find, often needing several hours of searching by an experienced team to locate specimens. Number 6. Face-sized tarantula. You don't leave much to the imagination when you name a spider as something is face-sized. And indeed, the face-sized tarantula is something that happens to have been discovered to be the size of an actual human face, and there are plenty of pictures to help prove that point. What might make it all the more interesting, though, is that this was a rather recent discovery, as it was found in Sri Lanka back in 2013. So thus, it was existing for an incredible amount of time before being discovered. What's more, when some local people killed a male version and presented it to scientists, they were truly in awe of what they were seeing, because it wasn't like anything they'd seen before. Its legs, which have unique daffodil yellow markings, span 8 inches. The arachnid also has a distinctive pink band around its body. According to Wired.com, Ranil Nanayakera, the co-founder of BER, said they're quite rare. They prefer well-established trees, but due to deforestation, the numbers have dwindled. And due to lack of suitable habitat, they enter old buildings. After further study, it's believed that these spiders are related to certain other tarantula species that are found in South America. But despite their ability to literally wrap themselves around a human face with ease, humans shouldn't fear them too much, as their bites are not overtly harmful in terms of venom to us humans. Number 5. Colombian giant tarantula. Also known as the Colombian giant redleg, this species is known to get between 6 and 8 inches in length depending on the individual. It primarily resides in Colombia, as the name would suggest, but it also has a habit of appearing in Brazil, so it can lay eggs in logs. This is a shy tarantula, especially as a juvenile. But once it reaches the 5-inch mark, they become less skittish. Abdomen will become less bald because of hair kicking. That being said, they are known for being more of a defensive-minded species of spider, so while they can become pets, it's because they've been bred that way, and not because of how they were caught in the wild. Number 4. GRAMMOSTOLA ANTHRACINA. There are plenty of big spiders all over the world, but many of them live in South America. You'll find ones like the GRAMMOSTOLA ANTHRACINA in countries such as Uruguay, Paraguay, Brazil, and Argentina. Not unlike certain other specialty-sized spiders, GRAMMOSTOLA ANTHRACINA is a popular pet that is known to be quite docile. That is, if you remember to take care of it, else it may bite you. The species is known for being 10+ inches in length, easily making it one of the biggest around. Just as important, it was a species documented in 1842, but it wasn't really named correctly until much later in its life. By that we mean it wasn't correctly put into an accurate genus until 2011. Still, that doesn't stop it from being a very popular spider, and one you should be on the lookout for in a local pet store if you're in one in the near future. Number 3. Brazilian salmon pink bird eater. At 11 inches in size, the Brazilian salmon pink bird eater is easily one of the biggest spiders in existence, and only a single inch from being the same size as the top 2 out there that we know of. And there's a lot of interesting little tidbits about the Brazilian salmon pink bird eater that you should take note of. For example, the males of the species are the ones with the longer legs, and yet it's the females who have the heavier build. They are known to breed in captivity, but are also determined to be a non-hostile species, meaning they'll only attack when provoked. Not that you should go and do that though, because they're likened to having the bite power of a cat. In the wild, this species lives in the forests of Brazil. However, it's a popular captive pet, so you'll see them in pet stores all around the world. In regard to the wild, when in Brazil, they reside on the ground floor of the area and prefer to hide in places like under leaves, under logs, and more. So more times than not, you're not really going to see a Brazilian salmon pink bird eater in the wild, so you will have more of a chance of witnessing them in stores. Number 2. Giant huntsman spider. There are many ways to measure size, and thus there's a bit of a contest in regard to spiders to see which is the largest among them. The Goliath bird eater from South America, for example, is the largest in terms of weight, but in terms of raw size and leg span, that would go to the giant huntsman spider. Focusing on just the leg span, the giant huntsman spider can reach up to 1 foot in length from end to end. That's terrifying. The spider itself can be found in the country of Laos and is believed to be solely a cave-dwelling spider due to things like its pale skin color and how it's got special hairs on its legs that allow it to do certain things. The eyes of the giant huntsman spider seem to indicate that they live near the entrances of caves. This is believed because of their size, for if they were within the caves at a deeper level, their eyes would be much smaller. Another rather curious aspect of the giant huntsman spider is that they have a tendency for cannibalism at times. Researchers have found that, not unlike certain insects, the females will go and eat the males after times of mating, though whether this happens in other circumstances can't be said at the present time. Number 1. Goliath bird eater. The Goliath bird eater is the world's largest spider by mass, weighing in around 6.2 ounces. It's another kind of spider that's able to get to 12 inches in length at times, which is part of the reason it's named bird eater, because it has the ability to do such a thing should it want to, and it has been recorded as doing so in the past. What really makes it dangerous, though, is that it's a kind of spider that has many different ways to harm you. First and foremost, it does have a bite that's venomous. It's not enough to kill, but it can be likened to a wasp sting, which is obviously very painful. However, the other major thing that the Goliath bird eater can do is stick you with the barbs it has on its legs. They're very detachable, and if they are able to get onto your body or even into your eyes, you'll feel irritation for days before they're able to get out. The Goliath bird eater is a type of tarantula, which further adds to its dangerous nature. However, there's a small catch to that. Because of where it lives in South America, people have gotten accustomed to it, and will not just catch it, they'll go and eat it, to which people claim it tastes kinda like shrimp. Thanks for watching. Which ones are you shocked by in terms of the size and scale of these massive arachnids? Do you have any of these massive spiders near you right now? Or maybe in a nearby area? Let us know in the comments below. Be sure to subscribe, and we'll see you next time on the channel.